The other notable thing about it is this is our swish only moment. If we were Nike, we'd call it our swoosh only moment. But being an Anglo-Swiss watch brand, we thought swish only. So this is the first watch of the future that will only carry on the dial the Twin Flags logo.
I was dying to ask you about that.
I'm sure you won't be alone.
I think anyone that owns a Christopher Ward watch knows that having Christopher Ward on the dial it's part of the brand. It's not obtrusive at all on any of the watches, but I think the number one comment that you get when you're reviewing it is, oh, I wish it didn't have the name on the dial. I just was smiling that this is finally, of all of the positive things that we say about Christopher Ward on the channel. In fact, we've even been accused of Casual Watch Talk being a pseudonym for Christopher Ward Talk.
Oh, I've not heard that. Great, I like it.
Yeah,
may it continue as far as I'm concerned. Let me tell you a story which will be interesting to your listeners. Back in 2015, when we developed the new logo and the new design architecture, we wanted to use just the Twin Flags logo on the dial. Yeah. However, when you create new logo types, you always have to put that in front of your lawyers. Our lawyers said that in the very litigious Swiss watch industry, there might be at least one of the major groups, no names, no pack drill, who might object to something that looked like a Swiss flag. Yeah. Therefore, whilst their view was you will definitely win because it's nothing like it, this is as we know, this is a very litigious industry. One of those companies, for instance, has 30, as I understand it, 38 law firms around the world who just trawl constantly for any infringement of any of their copyrights or trademarks. I mean, it's like incredible. But the lawyers had said, look, our advice would be that you run it alongside the name for 5 years. After that time, you're not going to get any issues at all. But our recommendation is that you should run it for a period of 5 years to gain usage rights. So we decided that was sound advice. We didn't want to be tied up in knots for years in expensive legal suits with people who have much deeper pockets than we have. So we took that route. I still really like the left-aligned 9 o'clock Christopher Ward, personally. But our original intention had always been to go Twin Flags only. It's now beyond the 5 years, and I'm delighted to say that we're now on the dial. Christopher Ward will always be on the rotor arm and or the case back, and in the Aquitaine, where all of the watches are exhibition case back, certainly this stage, Christopher Ward is on the rotor arm. You probably can't see it, but it's engraved onto the rotor. That's the way it's going to be going forward. And I think we know from research we've done, and we know from many reams of copy that have been posted about our logos, that the Twin Flags is universally loved. It's a meaningful symbol because it represents England and Switzerland. It's very meaningful to us. It also, I think, is a very clever logo. So we're not pretending we're Nike, but a bit of self-deprecation in there as well. Swish only is the way we describe it internally. But it also fits with some of the design language we've been developing over the last few years, which is, we've moved towards a 6 o'clock positioning of date windows. That's our default date window position.
Love it. Huge fan.
I know. And the Aquitaine has a 6 o'clock date window positioning. So there's a beautiful symmetry between the Twin Flags and the date window that I think will work on all watches going forward. It's a big moment for us. I know it'll gain a lot of words online, but we're very close, as you know, to our forum, and we engage with our forum in design work that we're doing. We use them as a feedback loop, early feedback loop, and also these are real watch aficionados themselves, many of them, and they have really very interesting views on product and design. And so we where we think they're right, where they give us some fresh insight, we listen and sometimes incorporate into our designs. we of course talked to them about Swish only, and they were delighted. And so hopefully it'll go down very well. But it's the future of our dials.
Yeah, and I'm sure in a couple of years we'll be talking about the increase in the resale market of older Christopher Wards that have the name on the dial. That will be. Hopefully, this will be your Rolex moment with it.
Absolutely, that would be nice, wouldn't it?